In her room, I expect. I haven't seen her.
What time is it, shouldn't you?
It's 5:30. I'm on my way to pick them up.
Is it still raining?
No, Father. It's let up for a while.
Take care, Alex. Drive carefully.
I will. Now you go back to sleep.
Out of your way. Okay, come ahead. Hey, Alex. Alex! Alex Morgan, how are you?
Ted Lindsay.
It's Dr. Lindsay now. I'd heard you come back. I couldn't believe it. It's been a long time.
9 years. But it's just for the holidays, not for good.
Even so, the fact you come back at all after what happened means this old town can breathe a little easier. Your sisters are coming too, or so they say.
Who are they, Doctor?
The town. Just town talk, Alex. And if there's one thing the good people of Kenya like to talk about, it was the Morgan family. Your sisters are coming, aren't they?
I'm on my way to the airport to pick them up now. They should be arriving at 6:15, unless the plane's held up by this weather. That's why I'm hurrying. It'll be a race back to Father's before the road washes out.
Still mothering them to death, huh?
I'll tell them you said hello.
Let's go get a drink before we catch pneumonia. Freddie, you drank enough on the plane to last you through New Year's Eve.
Come on, Chris. Help me with the luggage.
No, you've been stalling too long. Unless you tell me exactly what this family crisis is, you can drive me back to the airport.
Please, Joe.
What's wrong, Alex? Is Father ill?
He's dying.
Is that the only reason you made us come back?
He is our father.
I swore I would never set foot in that house again, not even to have the pleasure of seeing his coffin closed.
If he were just dying, I'd say let his new wife bury him. But I couldn't ignore this.
What does it say?
One line. My wife is slowly poisoning me to death. We may not care whether he lives or dies, but we can't let that woman get away with murder again. Put your bags down. Now hurry up. Get your coats off. Father's very anxious to see all of you. Here, Freddie, let me help you.
Alex, let's have a drink first. It's been 9 years.
Not now.
Do we have to see him this very second?
Please. He's so desperate.
What a night. Let's get it over with.
Joe, he stays in the study now. He can't take the stairs anymore. Come on.
We haven't met. I know you each have your own idea about me. I won't try to change those opinions, but I do hope that while you're here, we can all at least be civil to each other. Your father, when he used to be in the mood to talk, went on at great length about each of you. It was talk of the past, of course, but I still feel I know you well. Well, he's in there waiting. I would have liked to have welcomed you properly when you arrived, but this moment belongs to him. He's longed for it for many years. Too many.
Good Lord. When I think of her sleeping in the same bed Mother died in.
Freddie, please don't think about that.
I can't help it. I just can't help it. Mother was so beautiful. And he killed her.
She killed herself. Father merely gave her 2001 reasons, all legitimate.
That makes him responsible for her death.
Now he's asking us to save him.
He's our father. And he's waiting.
Shut the door. That woman has ears that can hear sunshine. So you came. You all came. Christine, you were so young when you left. Is it graduate school that you're in now, or haven't you started yet?
No, I'm in my first year.
Joe, I stopped counting the husbands after the third.
So did I. After I found out you didn't have to marry them to sleep with them.
As I remember it, you found that out in junior high school. Frederica, poor Freddie. Is it pills or alcohol this time, or both?
Please. Isn't it enough that I came?
You think so? After 9 years, my loving daughter, you keep taking those pills, and one night you'll go like your mother did.
Shall we talk about what we're supposed to be here for?
She's out there listening. If she hears one word of this, your lives won't be worth a red cent.
No. She's gone out. It looks like she's heading towards the barn.
Shall I keep the door open so we can hear her just in case she tries to sneak back in?
My fears amuse you.
Am I amused?
The old man is imagining things. Is that what you...
We all imagine somebody's out to murder us at one time or another.
She is slowly poisoning me to death. Is that such a hard thing to believe? She's murdered before, hasn't she?
We didn't come all the way up here to decide whether or not she killed her first husband. The point is, Father believes she's trying to kill him.
But you don't believe it. None of you do.
I believe it.
Yes, you must. Even you, Alex. Even you would never have come home if you thought I was dying of natural causes.
And your wife knows this? She knows why we're here?
No. She thinks you came home because I begged you to. I told her I needed your forgiveness. And you needed my money.
Well, I hope she believed you, for our sakes. You haven't accused her, have you? To her face?
She called me a senile old fool and even offered to phone Sheriff Nolan for me.
Maybe that's what we should...
No!
Don't you understand, Freddie? The people of this town have been waiting exactly 10 years for something like this to happen. Our father would rather be murdered than laughed at.
The righteous don't laugh. They cluck. I believed in her innocence. I believed her. And I was wrong.
What do you want us to do?
Save my life.
The question is, how do we save it? She knows you won't let us go to the police, so we can't threaten her with that. Just what exactly do you want us to do?
Get rid of her.
How?
Kill her!
Don't be so ridiculous. Really, Joe, couldn't you see the humor
The
that
one
Father...
thing I have never seen in our father is a sense of humor.
I was going to say the humor he's in. That was only his way of making a strong point. He wasn't asking us to literally commit murder.
I'm not so sure about that.
Don't be ridiculous.
Excuse me.
Freddie. So I'll get her a cup of coffee.
Hello, Christine.
I came to get a cup of coffee. It's for Freddie.
Well, let me fix it for you. Sit by the stove. This weather chills right through the walls. Please.
Does Mrs. Killian still work for my father?
Yes. Yes, but she's been ill. She cooked up the basics of a Christmas Eve dinner last night. She kind of expected she wouldn't be well enough to come in today. But how she walks through those woods, even when she's feeling her best, I'll never know. They scare me to death. I've got dinner in the oven, but it'll be a good while before it's ready. There's some nice cheese if you need something to hold you.
No, thank you. I'll just get Freddie her coffee. She's not feeling very well.
Yes. I understand from your father that she also takes pills. If that's the case, she shouldn't be drinking so much alcohol.
She shouldn't be drinking any at all.
It's It's heartbreaking. A girl so beautiful and so young. I overheard Alex telling your father that Frederica's never gotten over your mother's death. What it's done to her. Does Frederica still blame your father for your mother's death?
I think so. Yes.
Most of us can never accept the terrible fact of suicide. But I suppose drinking a little too much is better than going a little too mad, as I did. Your coffee's ready.
Thank you.
She knew he was carrying on with that woman. Why? Why did he do it? Did he think she was going to give him the sons mother couldn't? That murderess? Oh, Chris, sweet girl. You didn't know what was going on in this house. You were just a child.
I remember.
He'd leave Mother crying in her room while he drove across town to see her. Elizabeth Hall. Elizabeth Hall Morgan now. Mother would have left a note. Not for him, for us. Oh, she loved us. She loved us. I haven't been loved since the day she died. Of a broken heart. Didn't she, Chris? Didn't she die of a broken heart? Didn't she die of a broken heart?
Yes, Freddie. Yes, I guess she did. Look, Freddie, why don't we get dressed in something nice and come on downstairs to dinner? It's almost ready.
I'm having my dinner.
Christmassy.
You'd really think we were home for the holidays.
Sit down.
Are we going to wait for...
She's drunk.
I was going to say our intended victim.
Shh. Keep your voice down, Joe.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Would one of you like to say grace?
Thank you, Lord, for this food that was set before us, and hold us, all of us, close to Thee. Amen.
I was so hoping your father could join us for this. The Christmas Eve dinner is one tradition he's always found the strength to uphold. Well, last year, he had a very high fever. He was down with something Dr. Lindsay called galloping old age.
And what does Dr. Lindsay call my father's present condition?
Your father has forbidden me to call in Dr. Lindsay. Or any doctor.
Why?
Well, some men are too proud to die of old age. So they convince themselves it isn't happening. Or else blame it on something else.
Or someone else.
Father may be too proud, but he's not paranoid.
All men are paranoid. That's why some of them finally do get murdered. I mean, a wife can take just so much, can't she?
You sound like you've been married.
More than once. But then I always had Alex to run home to when things got crazy. So I never had to resort to murder.
Well, nor have I.
Heavens, I hope you don't think I was implying.
I'm quite aware of the implication.
Did they ever find out who did poison your husband? Or the two of you were alone in the house that evening, according to the papers, that is?
Yes, the two of us were alone.
And wasn't it in something he drank just before going to bed?
The hot toddy that I made for him, just as I did every night.
Maybe he did it himself.
You're the first person that's considered that possibility. Aside from the grand jury. And myself, of course. Oh, well, it's all in the past. I'd hardly ever think of it at all if it weren't for the people in this town who still enjoy treating me as if I were a cold-blooded murderess. I still remember it, though. The long days in that cold prison cell. The months looking for someone fearless enough to give me a job and a place to live. It was like a nightmare that didn't seem like a nightmare until I woke up. Screaming in an asylum. I will tell you this, if a nightmare like that should ever happen again, if for some evil reason I'm ever accused by anyone of killing, the next time, I will not be the one who wakes up screaming.
She's in the sewing room. Drop that, Freddie. So beautiful. Why die? Why dead?
Freddie, please let us help you.
Drop that glass, Freddie.
Killed. Murdered. Murderer. No suicide. No suicide. He killed her. Freddie, you're gonna bleed to death. 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 Who will care about me? Who will decide for me? Mother will, because Mommy loves me.
Mother's gone, Freddie.
No, not gone, not gone. I feel her. I've seen her. I see her. I see her. I see her. I see her.
Come on, Freddie.
This door was locked. How did you get in here?
I have no idea.
I'm not running out on you, Alex. If I'm running out on anyone, it's Father, because whether he dies of arsenic or galloping old age simply doesn't matter to me anymore. It may have once, but no more.
Whatever he may have been or done, he's still our father.
Look who's talking. Who wanted us to leave him in the first place? Well, I never considered him guilty for Mother's death, morally or otherwise. She was batty from the day Chris was born. As batty as poor Freddie is now.
What a charming way to talk about your family.
Alex, I'm a big girl now. Stop treating me like a child. Stop playing big sister.
I'm sorry.
You know, I once told Chris that I felt we were your emotional prisoners. And she said, wouldn't it be funny if it was the other way around? If you were our emotional prisoner. Are you?
I'm sorry if I made you feel like a prisoner, Joe. Oh, but please don't take this moment to make your great escape. We need you. Doesn't it matter to you that we need you?
Don't try and give me the guilt. I am the first to admit I am no good at family crises.
But not bad at causing them.
I didn't cause this one.
All right, but something has to be done about it. About her, and I can't do it alone. With Freddie in that state and Chris... Well, Chris is just a baby. I need your help, Joe.
To do what exactly?
I don't know. All I know is we can't let her kill Father.
You really believe him, don't you?
Well, don't you?
I can't explain it, Alex, but the first moment you showed me his letter, I had this eerie feeling we were being tricked into coming here.
Why would he do that?
Okay. Suppose she is trying to kill him. Why?
Well, I guess she can't wait to...
He's already told her we're back in his will now that all's forgiven. So she can't possibly hope to get the whole thing for herself anyway.
There are other motives besides profit.
Countless. Some people kill just for the thrill of it. Does Elizabeth Hall Morgan strike you as the kind of woman who's searching for thrills?
Maybe she's just looking to be free. What was that expression you used? Emotional prisoner.
Alex, I'm going.
And it's still raining. You can't fly in this weather. I'd better call and make sure there'll be an evening train.
I've already called, but I'll need to borrow your car. Can I have the keys?
They're in my bag. Joe, how are you going to explain you're leaving to Father? He'll never believe you're going home. He'll think you're going for the sheriff.
If I miss the last train, I just might. Chris? Chris, I'm ready to leave.
I must have left the keys in the car. What's the matter?
I can't face Freddie when she's like that, and she's liable to make another scene. Say goodbye for me.
Please, Joe.
Okay. I'll say goodbye to her. Alex, what'll I tell Father? That he'll believe, I mean.
Let me handle it. It could be months before he even notices you're gone.
Ready?
Aren't you going to tell him that...
No. Alex is handling it. Leave with me, Chris.
Why? Oh, Joe, now don't start spooking me with your eerie feelings.
Oh, baby, don't you be the one who wakes up screaming.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just in the neighborhood, and I thought I'd drop by and say Merry Christmas.
Come on in. What is it?
Open it.
Oh. Ted. Oh, it's lovely.
Glad you like it.
Oh, this is so nice of you. I'm sorry, but I don't have anything to give you.
Well, how about letting me get warm by the fire? I'm freezing.
Oh, sure, come on in. Tell me, what's a nice, sane man like you doing all the way out here on Christmas morning?
Had to stop in and look at Mrs. Killian.
Oh, how's she doing?
She's doing much better.
Good.
Anyway, being as I was so close, I couldn't help but stop by and take a fresh look at someone who secretly worshipped me when she was all of 16.
I guess I wasn't being as secretive as I thought.
Your face was never a very good place to hide things. You're not married.
Why, do I look not married?
Yeah. How come?
Well, the truth is I scare them off.
How?
Well, I don't know. I have a habit of needing too much.
Well, now, that's not a habit. That's a way of life. Well, as much as I hate to, I better be heading back to town.
Am I scaring you off?
No, you're not scaring me off. If your father found out I was here, he might be very upset. He gave Miss Morgan strict orders.
Did she tell you that?
Didn't have to. I was standing right outside the door. Heard it myself.
Ted, could you tell just by looking at him?
Tell what?
What's the matter with him?
Come on. He can't throw me out for just wishing him a Merry Christmas.
Dr. Lindsay just wanted to wish Father a Merry Christmas.
He's sleeping.
Look, I know it's bothering you. But unless your father would allow me to do the lab tests, it would be his word against mine. And hers.
Well, how do you know? Did Alex show you the letter?
No?
Well, Father wrote her that Elizabeth was trying to poison him.
That's funny. Because it was Elizabeth who asked me to come here. It was about a month ago. She told me that he'd accused her of trying to poison. She was hoping that I'd be able to prove to him that he was just imagining things.
Well, now, she wouldn't have done that if she weren't innocent.
Or clever. Look, if the roads are clear tomorrow, why don't I stop in again?
You think there'll be a washout?
Hard to tell. The river's still rising. In any case, call me if you have a sudden need to hear a friendly voice. Keep it that way till I get back. See you later.
the matter, darling? Can't you sleep?
Alex, what are we going to do?
Well, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. And then,
I mean about Elizabeth.
well, in the morning, I'm going to talk to her calmly and reasonably.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to ask her to leave quietly.
Alex, this is her house. If she's innocent, why should she just give it up and walk away without a fight?
If she's innocent, you really think she might be?
She might be.
Oh, Lord, how naive you are. Don't you ever get tired of being so eternally childish? Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to say that. It's just that, well, it's been a hard day for me, too. It's just that it never seems to change. I feel like this whole thing's on my shoulders. Freddie runs to her bottles and pills. Joe runs to her parties.
I'm still here.
Don't mind me. It's the storm that's getting on my nerves. Good night, darling.
Good night.
It's cold in this house. Do you have enough blankets?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
All of us seem to be having trouble sleeping tonight. Would you like some of this?
What is it?
Warm milk and honey. I made some for your father earlier. But I don't suppose your sister allowed him to drink it. Why don't you get yourself a mug and have some?
No, thank you. I never need anything to help me sleep.
Just restless.
Yes, I guess that's it.
I understand.
Good night.
Good night.
Did you know the telephone was out?
Yes, I did. From the storm, I would imagine, wouldn't you?
Yes.
She's dead.
What's happened? What's going on up there?
Stay with Father.
Please tell me what's happened.
Frederica has killed herself.
Oh, God forgive her. Poor Frederica. She has finally done it.
It could have been accidental. I saw some pills on her dressing table, and I warned her that mixing alcohol with barbiturates can easily be fatal.
Were you in her room last night?
Yes.
Why?
Her crying disturbed me. I brought her something to help her get some sleep, milk and honey.
And she drank it?
You mean after you'd warned her about me? I don't think any of them believed you, Ben. I know Joanna didn't. Even so, she did not drink it.
Oh. How do we know that?
Because I drank it myself. You'll find the empty mug on my bedside table, still unwashed. Sheriff Nolan should have no trouble analyzing what's left in the mug, nor my fingerprints.
You know I wouldn't let them call the sheriff.
Well, they couldn't even if they wanted to. The phone is dead. And it rained heavily all night. The roads are bound to be washed out. We are trapped here. There's no way back until the river goes down again. Now, you'd better get back to bed before you catch your death.
There's no mug on your table. There's no mug. And there are no pills or vials in Freddie's room. Come on, Chris. Freddie doesn't need us anymore. But we may need each other. I think I'd better look in on Daddy. You fix some coffee. We need something in our stomachs.
Alex, I don't want to be alone.
It's all right, darling. She's in her room. I'll leave the study door open so I can hear you if you call.
It's still dead. Been accidental, Freddie's death.
An overdose of vodka? Don't be so.
Yes, but if she was taking sleeping pills.
Where would you get them? Don't you think I took that precaution? After she cut her wrists, I searched her room. Her medicine cabinet, her handbag. Besides, there was nothing in that milk. Why get rid of the mug? Can't you understand? Elizabeth is afraid that we're going to take all this away from her. Oh, it's not just the money and the property, but, well, this is her sanctuary.
So she's going to kill all of us? How can she hope to get away with it? It's insane.
Of course it's insane. She's insane.
Well, then why didn't she try to stop Joe?
Maybe she didn't know Joe was going. Just be thankful that she got away. Well, at least if anything does happen to us, there'll be Someone to see that she doesn't get away with it.
What are we going to do? Just sit here and wait for it to happen?
What would you suggest? The roads are washed out, the telephone lines are down. It's 10 miles to town. Can you walk 10 miles in this weather? Or have you forgotten Joe took my car?
No, but I can walk 1 mile to Mrs. Killian's house.
What could she do? An old woman sick in bed.
I don't know. Maybe her phone is working. Alex, I know I'm grasping at straws, but I can't just sit here and wait to die.
What do you think will happen to you if you get lost in those woods?
Alex, I know those woods inside and out. Every tree, every path.
That was 9 years ago. You think everything stays the same, don't you? Nothing ever changes.
And nothing ever will until I do. I'm going, Alex.
Oh, Chris! Hey, listen to me, Chris.
here. Father?
He's dead.
Father's dead, and she killed Joe. I ran to the house. I was looking for you, and she chased me. And I found Father. I managed to get out of the house. I just ran.
I know, Chris. I knew you'd come to me. You all always came to me.
Alex, she would have killed me if I hadn't gotten away.
She wouldn't have killed you, Chris. She didn't kill Joe. She didn't kill Freddie. She didn't kill Father.
Alex. Why?
I want to be free of you all.
Alex, you could have left any time.
No, not really. Not emotionally. Your helpless little faces would have followed me wherever I went. And sooner or later, I'd have come running back because somebody needed me. Even Father, after all these years. Even Father.
Alex. Alex, please. Please, Alex.
Now, none of you will ever need me again.
Please, Alex.
What happened?
Dead, they're all dead. Joe and Freddie and Father, they're all dead.
What?
Mrs. Hall killed all of them. I was going to help. I thought Chris would be safe. We thought we locked her out of the house. We locked every door. And then when I was driving away, I looked back and I saw Chris running out of the house, running for her life. Oh, she was wearing that little blue park I gave her for her birthday. She must have been frightened out of her mind. I called to her, but she couldn't hear me. She just kept running into those godforsaken woods.
Let me take you back to town. We'll take your car.
No, I've got to find Chris. She's all I have left. She's in there somewhere. She may be hurt.
Do you think you can get back to town alone?
Oh, you mean you'll look for her?
I think I have a better chance on foot than you have.
Yes, I suppose so.
Take the main road. They've got part of it cleared now. Tell Sheriff Nolan to get some troopers in there to back me up.
It'll be morning before...
I'll be okay. You just come back here with the sheriff. Tell him everything. Show him the letter.
The letter?
Chris told me your father wrote to you and what he said.
How could Chris?
I stopped by Christmas morning.
Oh, yes, I forgot. I saw your car. I was busy taking care of Freddie.
You can find the main highway, can't you? You won't get lost again. Hurry, Alex.
My father's in the study. And Joe's body's over there behind the barn.
And your sister's body?
Upstairs in the bedroom. Thank you. I'll show you.
Alex? I found Chris. I put her in there. Sheriff, I have to call the coroner.
Well, before you do, I have a few questions.
Oh, Chris. Oh, my poor baby. Take care of her.
I will. Chris?